The regular recommended daily dose of funny is just not enough. Thankfully, we have extra funny with TJ and Riggins.
Yeah.
You do.
And Clean Colin Lindsay's on there. And,
Clean as a whistle.
yeah.
You could eat off that thing. Shining. When you said, TJ, that they tell you what they found up in there the day you go to get the whatever it is, did they actually tell you what's inside your colon? Like they found something? Like
If you have a polyp or something like that,
Okay.
yeah. Not if there was an Oreo that didn't get cleaned out.
okay, that's
You
what I
know,
wanted.
something like that.
I fished out an Oreo.
That's an EL fudge, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something interesting though. Me and the guy that who's the nurse that not the doctor,
Yeah.
he was saying how crazy it is now that the GLP-1s like Ozempic and stuff are so popular now that they have to cancel people's appointments because I guess what that drug does is it keeps food longer in your system. And they can't do a colonoscopy when there's food, still in there. So a lot of times they'll do all that work, prep and everything, come in there, put them to sleep and realize if they haven't mentioned that they're on it, they'll get up there and be like, we can't do anything, we can't do this. So they send them home and they have to start all over again. Could you imagine?
No.
Yeah, well, my doctor came in and talked to me before I went back, and then he came back after, to tell us what he saw and all that. Mm-hmm. And I told him, I said, man, I hope you brought a rain suit or something because I didn't do the clean out thing, and I hope you're not working office hours and doing rounds at the hospital today because you're gonna have to go change pants at least.
Do you like that?
Yeah, you did.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
You funny.
But yeah, that I didn't know that about the Ozempic, that it keeps food in your system longer. So much so that not even those laxatives can flush it out of you.
He said it has been such a problem for the past year because now they're so popular for weight loss or whatever, not just diabetics. Because if you're a diabetic, they give you these instructions beforehand, like you need to stop taking your drug. They know how to work around it, but people are lying about taking Ozempic,
Right. But then, try to get a woman to stop taking Ozempic long enough to have a colonoscopy.
Come on.
I'll wait on that colonoscopy.
Right.
Yeah, if I was
She's
doing
not
that,
coming off of that.
I'd say the same thing.
$1,000 a shot or whatever it is.
To have to do that prep and stuff all over again. I could cry thinking about that, like just the next week or whatever.
But wouldn't you like, though, every now and then just to have at least one bottle of that stuff? So when, you're just feeling lethargic or whatever, you can just drink that one bottle and, flush yourself out pretty fast.
I already had asked myself, I wonder if they sell it somewhere.
Yeah. You talk about, they do those cleanse things at the juice shop,
Yeah.
I bet that's a cleanse.
Yeah. This is a prescription stuff that they give you? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody from China could come up with some kind of tea or something that would work the same way.
Yeah. Well, the good part about that stuff is it doesn't really cramp your stomach like you're sick.
Yeah.
That's the difference in like a laxative and that, because, you don't feel sick doing
Right.
it.
But, it just hits you all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Without the cramping.
Yeah.
But I like the cramping part.
It's fun.
Lets me know that it's working.
Yeah.
Just drinking bottles of. Wait, does milk of magnesia make you go, or does that stop diarrhea? Which one?
Stops diarrhea.
Really?
I think so.
Milk of magnesia.
The only way I know is my grandmother would say, "Hey, could you go hand me that milk of magnesia?" I think it's more of like a Tums type thing, like acid reflux.
Well, I know that's what Malox was. My grandparents took Malox all the time for heartburn and stuff.
Is that still around?
Malox?
Malox? I remember that, Malox.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it had to be pretty serious heartburn, or as they would say in Jonesboro, Louisiana, where my grandparents lived, indigestion.
Indigestion.
They'd have indigestion taking Malox because it was only liquid then. They didn't have the tablets. But my family, and this was back before they knew what acid reflux was, I think. Nobody took preventive acid reflux medication back then. But everybody on my mom's side of the family had Rolaids on them at all times. You know how I always have a chapstick of some sort in my pocket all the time? Rolaids.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They'd
In
buy
those little packs.
Yeah, but they would buy the box of them. It was like 12 rolls of Rolaids. And just they always had it. It was something they always had.
And that's like a Tums?
Yeah.
It's like basically.
But it looks like a roll of certs, and there's never a good way to like close it up. Like the top one's always sticking
Yeah.
out.
You try to fold the little foil paper over the end of it. Yeah.
That's funny.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, because they didn't invent. I think the first one of those antacid tablets like that was Pepsid. Pepsid AC, I think, is the first one. Now you could get a prescription for something called Tagamet, I think is what it was called. But one of the side effects of it, they said, was depression and suicide tendencies.
Oh gosh, you're
and
kidding.
is that still on the market?
I don't know.
I remember him saying when I was pregnant, do not use Tagamet. So I don't know if it's
Suicide and depression, that's pretty heavy for a heartburn, indigestion medicine. That's crazy.
And I may be wrong on that. I'm not wrong that they used to say that, but whether they were right or not, my family.
Whoa.
Well, there's something to it, because I know on my list of things I couldn't have, that was definitely on there. So whether it was something that they might have been onto something.
Yeah. But it's hard to deal with heartburn all the time. So I get it why my family was like, they all had heartburn, because it'll bring you down. You mean, it's terrible, terrible. Give me a Rolade. And it was a Rolade, like your girlfriend said, give me a Tum.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you want a Tum?
Can I get a Tum? Okay, please stop saying that. Yeah, my dog got prescribed Pepsid AC one time. They were like, he needs to take Pepsid AC. I was like, I got that. So I took half of it and gave him the other. I was like, why are we on the same medicine right now? This doesn't make any sense.
My dog was on that too. One
Really?
time. Yeah.
Do y'all like the taste of liquid Pepto-Bismol?
I don't mind it.
I don't either.
I don't mind it.
A little minty. And I know don't you keep yours in the fridge?
Yeah.
I think that's a great way to take it.
Mm-hmm. Creamy.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? This is old school gum, but do you remember that tea berry gum?
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that for some reason, that flavor.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
You
find it at like old candy shops.
Yeah, and there was a toothpaste called Pepsodent. Pepsodent. That's what it was, Pepsodent. And it tasted like, because it's whatever Pep is though it has that flavor.
Yeah.
Huh.
But I had a friend that would carry a bottle of Pepto-Bismol everywhere he went. He'd have it in his truck all the time and just turn the bottle up.
That's a major struggle.
He needed some help if he was doing that all the time.
Yeah. He'd always say it's a lot of stress.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stress.
Yeah, I've heard some people argue that acid reflux is all in your head.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's some BS.
It's mind-body connection. Look it up.
Yeah, that's BS.
But some of those people say that about everything.
They do.
Yeah.
Back pain, all that stuff.
Yeah, you don't need
They're like, no,
medication.
I know my food is coming back up after I eat it. No, thank you. That's not at all in my head.
Yeah. So there's another attractive quality about Lindsay. She has bile.
She's loaded with bile.
It's not that bad, but I mean, when you have something.
Yeah.
You're not an idiot. I'm not
and then
this isn't all in my head.
What they really suggest, if you have bad acid reflux, is something that's just no normal, sane person would do, and that's change your diet.
Well, I can't do that.
I'm not doing
Yeah.
that. So my my ear, nose, and throat doctor is I mean, he is top of his field genius. Every other doctor in this area will tell you, if you say his name, they'll say, oh, that guy's smart. And he has a true eidetic memory. And he was telling me, he goes, yeah, I mean, you cut down on some of the spicy foods and so forth and so on. I go, but yeah, I said, but I'm from Louisiana. We eat spicy food is what our diet is. And he goes, well, I'm half Thai. What does that have to do with anything?
I mean,
I get it. I'm half Thai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have heard that Thai food is spicy.
That's right.
In other words, saying I'm half Thai. I'm not running around with acid reflux.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Without being super insulting to you.
Yeah. That is true, though. They always say, just change your diet. Like, no. I'm not in the paper they gave me. It says strawberries, spinach, lentils, couscous. It like named all this stuff to change my diet to. I'm like,
couscous.
I'm good. Yeah.
Well, when I can sit with a bottle of Crystal hot sauce and Tony Chachere's, dumping it on whatever I'm eating, and then just go take a Nexium before I go to bed, and I'm fine. Then win-win.
This is TJ Riggins Extra Funny.
You've found your diamond in the rough. Now it's time to find a diamond to celebrate that love. R. Gregory Jewelers takes the search overseas to the diamond capital of the world, Antwerp, Belgium. For your 1 in a million, choose an Antwerp diamond from R. Gregory Jewelers.
Introducing the new Media Center on the TJRiggins.com home screen. Did you know you can add the homepage to your phone's home screen? It's easy. Check out the instructions at the top, and it only has to be done once. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
Our charity Peyton's Promise is supported by you, the radio family, and some great businesses like Bradham Comfort Services. They've been providing Charlotte, North Carolina and surrounding areas with AC repair and installation services since 1975. Started by two brothers who understood the importance of putting their clients first. They've built a legacy of excellence in their field, and their commitment to quality and transparency has defined their company for nearly 5 decades. Learn more at bradhamcomfort.com.
Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
Let's do it!
Now, back to TJ and Riggins Extra Funny.
So we had a clip from the internets of a young woman admitting to something she did when she was little. She had a crush on celebrities. And we've played this several times, but I have an extra funny only story to go with it. So
you guys want to hear something absolutely foul? I had a Jonas Brothers poster in my room growing up, and Joe was my favorite, so I would make out with the poster so much that I wore his mouth off, and then I was like, well, what do I do now? So then I started making out with Nick, and then I wore his mouth off, and I just couldn't get behind Kevin. So I had a Jonas Brothers poster in my room of Joe and Nick with no mouth, just a hole. And Kevin. Some would say he was spared.
But bless his heart, Kevin. I've been around the Jonas Brothers a few times, and Kevin by far is the one that I would want to hang out with if I were hanging out with any of them. And he's not ugly.
He's personable.
He's not. I mean, Joe has always been. Joe Jonas, the best looking one.
You think?
Yeah. And
I always thought Nick was.
You did?
But maybe. Well, it was after my time, so I wasn't like obsessed with him. But now I think Nick is.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
You're weird.
Yeah, I do.
She's a Nick girl.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But Nick, his personality is not as good as the other two, and Joe was always just really silly.
You've always said that.
But Kevin was cool. Anyway, not to be dropping names. How girls do that sort of thing, kissing posters and crushing like that, is different than what little boys do when they're coming into their sexuality or whatever, feeling, having those feelings about girls, celebrities and stuff. And Riggins, one of yours was Katie Couric, right?
Yeah. There was a phase that I was like, yeah, she's super hot.
And then Jody has a friend. My wife has a friend who always wanted to be, an actress. So for some reason, her parents had this. Back then, they called them wooden Indians. Had a wooden Indian in their basement or somewhere in their, in storage or whatever. And she was a little girl, and she dragged it out and put it in her room and would do scenes with it, like she's on soap operas and stuff. Yeah. And
I love that.
And then she would put it up in the bed with her, and how when the soap operas, when the woman is in bed with the guy and laying her head on his chest, and they're covered with the sheets, whatever, she would do that and pretend like she was on a soap opera, and she would kiss it.
A wooden Indian.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Would she do this in secret, and then put the Indian back before parents got home? I mean, she probably didn't even have the wherewithal to think this was inappropriate. Maybe not.
No. It was just a pretend thing that she had in her room. She's pretending. Yeah.
She's an actress.
Yeah.
Right.
She's got to express herself.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, a little boy that was doing that, he would get a talking to. I'm telling you, they'd be saying, we got a little pervert on there.
Yeah.
Kissing on the Indian.
Yeah. There is something different about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, think about your children, Lindsay. If they're, let's say your daughter is in the third grade, and she's pretending that the wooden Indian is her husband, and she's doing soap opera scenes with her in her room.
Yeah.
You walk in and she's got the thing in the bed, and she's kissing it. And then imagine your son is in the third grade doing that. What your reaction would be?
Oh, I'm going straight to Kyle and being like, something's wrong with him. We gotta straighten him out. But you're right. There's a difference. I would say, she's gonna be something one day. Mm-hmm. She's gonna be an actress.
You are such a drama queen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you'd be like, what are you doing, Brooks?
Yeah. Yeah. Why are you making out with a piece of wood, you weirdo?
You'd probably slam the door like you'd walked in on him really doing something.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That is funny.
That is funny.
It didn't go you just kissed the Superman cutout. You never brought it into the bed with you.
No, I was so young. I mean, I was younger than 7 for sure.
Yeah.
And I think it was just like a pet kiss, and I would act like I was leaving, like, bye, and he was saying, don't leave,
Mm-hmm.
So who was your celebrity crush when you were in middle school age, 7th, 8th grade?
That would have been JTT, Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
In the Teen Bop. Him, and, what's his name? Not Keanu Reeves. Keegan. What's the first name? Black curly hair. Oh, he was kind of tan. Something Keegan. And then Ryder Strong. A lot of those.
I don't know.
Remember any of that?
Ryder Strong is
that Boy Meets World guy? Is that Boy?
Yeah.
Ryder Strong.
Yeah, with the longer hair. He had like a bowl cut.
Oh yeah,
the friend on Boy Meets World.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then Keanu was in the Teen Bops, but he was a little bit older than me.
Keanu Reeves?
Keanu Reeves. He was in the Teen Bop.
Really?
The Tiger Beat Teen Bop, I begged for that subscription. And my mom was like, you can get one. you're getting one subscription. What's it going to be? And I was like, Tiger Beat or Teen Bop? I don't know. I think I got Tiger Beat, but
yeah.
And Andrew Keegan. Is that who you're talking
Andrew
about?
Keegan.
Okay, I remember his face. I didn't remember who that was though.
And he was tan. Oh,
he was handsome.
Cute. Yeah.
But not Keanu Reeves.
He was in the magazines. I didn't care for him as much. He was older.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. I'm like,
he's my age, isn't he?
At least, yeah. I thought he would have been older than you.
And then who was the other one? Oh, he committed suicide. I can't think. Was it? This is gonna sound weird, but was it Joaquin Phoenix's brother?
River.
Mm-hmm. Did he commit suicide?
Did he? Or he died at the Viper?
Died. Yeah, he just died from
drug overdose.
Okay. He was in it. There were a lot of classics, but
no, like
in the middle.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
In the middle of the Teen Bop and the Tiger Beat were posters. So that's why you wanted a subscription, because every month you get a different poster. So my room was cut. My mom hated it. She thought it was the tackiest thing, but I covered my room with Jonathan Taylor Thomas. He was probably my number one.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves is 60.
Yeah.
So he would have been way older than you being in a Tiger Beat magazine.
Yeah. I remember seeing him, but not really being into him.
But I hope he wasn't trying to be sexy or anything with his shirt off and all that kind of stuff for a teen magazine back then.
He was already in like John Wick 2 by the time that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was my favorite cover.
Oh, Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
JTT.
Yeah, big boppy. Big what?
Big Bopper. That was another one.
Big Bopper.
Elijah Wood was always in them. Matt Lawrence.
Yeah, that's Joey Lawrence's younger brother. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Jonathan Brandis. That's another one. I don't know what he was in, but Ace of Base. Hilarious.
Yeah, I remember Jonathan Brandis, that name, but I can't picture him.
Here was Keanu's picture.
Oh, but it was him as whichever one he was, Bill or Ted.
Yeah.
So it wasn't all sexied up and stuff.
I don't think it was. I don't think it was. What a time to be. Oh wait. This was his poster. You can't really see it because someone took a picture.
Yeah.
So he was trying to be something.
Right.
He's definitely in his 30s, maybe 40s, and probably.
Yeah.
Oh, he was being something.
Mm-hmm.
River Phoenix, yeah. Oh, Teen Beat. This was with Patrick Swayze. Look at that young Patrick.
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze.
What a time to be alive. John Stamos.
Yeah. He was probably too old to be in that teen magazine as well.
Yeah, probably.
He's older than 60.
He's got to be.
Oh, yeah. I remember when they tried to put Corey from Boy Meets World. No one liked Corey. They liked Corey was the one with the curly hair.
Yeah.
And they put the other one. That was our favorite. But I'd be so disappointed if it was a poster of someone that was like not cute.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh.
Was it a monthly magazine or a weekly?
Monthly. I think. Yeah.
Run into the mailbox.
Can't wait.
Oh, I was so excited.
Yep. Kids won't feel that anymore.
No.
Shame.
That's why they're so unhappy. Need a little more Tiger Beat in their lives.
Yeah.
It's Extra Funny with TJ and Riggins. Make your company part of the new radio explosion. Go to tjriggins.com/explosion. Thank you for joining us. This is TJ and Riggins.